Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Perennial round of 32. We are here with what, on paper, is our closest matchup of the weekend. It is Sleepy Kitten versus Where Love Lies, Seed 16 versus Seed 17 in the round of 32. And I am super excited to see what actually happens during this match. I think that both of these lineups are really, really solid overall. You have some absolutely fantastic players on both teams, and I am very excited to bring us this match alongside, once again, my good friend Demarsh. Hello, Demarsh. Welcome back after our 15-minute break there.
Oh, it was lovely. I really enjoyed all that time. I did nothing with that time, but anyway, we have a great little match here: Sleepy Kitten versus Where Love Lies. Like you said, I love these two lineups. I think they've got a lot of diversity in terms of what they're capable of. I think there's plenty of interesting matchups that I think we'll see here, and I think there's some really good scores to compare. Against there's a mixture of maps where Love Lies has some really good scores, and then there are also some ones there Sleepy Kitten's got some really good scores. Yeah. It really is going to be a close matchup if qualifiers are anything to go by.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about those qualifier results real quick while we have a little bit of time. I can see on my screen the captain still deciding on pick and ban order. We have a little bit of time to talk about Sleepy Kitten and their ridiculously good Hard Rock DT scores, plus some very solid no-mod scores overall. Number 5 on no-mod 4 in the qualifiers, and I think a lot of these players are going to be very solid on some of those trickier maps. Players like Megamic, for example, despite being the lowest ranked player on the team, is actually a very, very good tournament player.
Yeah, I think there are some really interesting matchups here. I like that there's a really close sort of battle on Hidden that slightly favors Where Love Lies. They're definitely a hidden strength team compared to Sleepy Kitten, but I think once the ban phase comes through, we'll see a lot of that evenness go away. You know, I'm expecting the first round of bans. I'm expecting Sleepy Kitten to definitely ban one of the hidden maps, and I'm expecting a ban from Where Love Lies definitely on DT to start this out. Because, yeah.
Oh, let's see where we go then. We actually do have a No-Mod 4 ban coming out from Where Love Lies, I think based off of that number 5 placement on No-Mod 4 in qualifiers. And then you called it a hidden ban coming out of Sleepy Kitten here. Not wanting to deal with the low approach rate hidden reading from Where Love Lies. And of course, Where Love Lies right afterwards going into the hidden one, I think makes a lot of sense for their team overall. Let's go ahead and talk about this map a little bit, because this is a map that's fairly straightforward in comparison to something like the Hidden 2, but can still be pretty tricky for some players. Map with a lot of awkward high-density stuff, and in addition, a lot of 210 BPM bursts, and an AR 9.3. This is a really difficult sort of map to read just because of the overall density of the pick. So it's honestly a very difficult pick, I think, for a lot of players to do very well on. You have some really solid hidden reading players on both of these teams, but I think if you're going to look at either of these teams to do very well on it, I'm looking at Where Love Lies. Fuma, Rexys, GS Blank, Tebi, Dito. I mean, there are just ridiculous hidden players for all of them on this roster, and I think there's some flexibility in the hidden roster there that is going to give them an advantage on this map in particular, especially just looking at their qualifier results. Kalongi and Yeah, Kalongi going in for the Hiddens. And who is the swapped member? I believe it's Kalongi for... Yeah, it's Kalongi for Fuma being swapped in on this one. As Fuma actually did not play qualifiers for this team.
Yeah, very interesting. Both teams had one player that didn't play qualifiers, so and if you look on the other side, you see Megamic coming in for this map. Megamic, obviously one of those players that did not play qualifiers and is now coming in for the hidden map. So, both of them, I'd argue, both of these rosters that they put up were not their strongest rosters. So I'm going off the assumption that Megamic and Boom are a bit of an equal trade-off in terms of scores that they would add to their teams. Not necessarily true, but I feel like that's the way it would have gone had they both played, if I can talk. But we'll see. So I still think that the advantage is with Where Love Lies, even with these new two members coming in, one for each side. But we'll see how the match plays out on the first map. So, right out of the gate, we've had some early breaks already. Emma Yerson and Rexy's a bit of a trade-up. Emma Yerson having the earlier break, but is essentially evened out because of accuracy at this stage. There goes Dito with another early break. Still fair amount of map left, so it's not completely decisive. Emma Yerson again struggling on this Megamic now. The swap-in player for Hidden One has dropped the full combo. There goes Dito, and there goes Fumo now. And I believe for 2 FCs to 1. So just the first third of the map. This is a bit unexpected. Alright, so getting back into this. Big combos from Stoof and Kyle here against Tebby. Rexy's is bringing up a nice spot combo. There goes Kyle. So actually, I would say Where Love Lies has got a slight combo lead right now as Megamic finds another break. Those supporting combos starting to take effect as Emmy Yerson can't hold them off, finds a break of her own. And now we're really looking like a strong Where Love Lies score now. All they have to do is just watch out for that full combo. There goes from Stoof. Tebby gonna trade it up. Full break though from Where Love Lies. Kyle the only one with combo now. And that's in favor of Sleepy Kitten, but they are behind.
The score buffer for Where Love Lies is going to have to do a little bit of work here. About 100k in their favor built up from the combo advantages that they have had so far. Kyle, however, like you said, with that extra bit of combo, along with Emerson actually making it through, about 100 combo up over the members of Where Love Lies right now, who all reset at the exact same point, does mean that this 100,000 score lead is now down to about 81,000 here. And so you've got a little bit of worry for Sleepy Kitten. However, that break from Emerson going to keep Where Love Lies with the combo advantage at the moment and actually bring them back above that 100k mark now. So combo advantage, and look at the accuracy, really, I think is doing a lot of work for Where Love Lies right now. Mid 98 at least for everybody, 99.5 on Fuma. Just a ridiculous hidden player Fuma is, and I think missing Fuma in qualifiers definitely giving a bit of false hope to teams who would want to pick Hidden into Where Love Lies, as he's demonstrating just how good he can be at it. Tebby does find a miss here, however, in the last little sliver of map. There goes Fuma's combo as well, does find the chain miss. Dito, however, alongside Megamic and Emerson all missing at the end, and slim margin of victory there for Where Love Lies, but it is going to be the point for them on their first pick. About 65,000 score up, which is a very, very slim margin of victory on your first pick, and I think goes to show exactly how close these two rosters are to each other in terms of their overall strength. Standout performances for Kyle, Stoof, and Tebby on this map, with overall team consistency with Fuma and Rexy's getting above that 500k mark, really helping out the score for Where Love Lies.
Yeah, I think the you can see actually from the scores that Fuma and Megamik almost a trade-off. The only difference is Fuma, because their combos are almost identical, but Fuma having much better accuracy by over a percentage, which is massive in terms of the score difference. Yeah, Whale of Lies, they kind of nearly threw that at the end. They had some big breaks coming on those last streams that caught them out the flow aim. Really not doing them any favors, but they got a bit lucky with the, I think it was a double break from Megamik and somebody else, maybe Emma Yerson on that at the end. I can't 100% recall it. But they had 2 breaks anyway, and that let them keep that. But that could have flipped over. Had the Sleepy Kitten scores held at the end, they could have flipped that. It was that close.
It really was very close. I think this can be a matchup where we expect a lot of these maps to be very, very close. This Double Time 3 as well, I think, is going to be really interesting to watch, looking at the DT1 scores from both of these teams and the DT2 scores. Sleepy Kitten has a pretty solid advantage on Double Time, but this is, again, a little bit of a different type of map from what we saw in DT1. This map, not really high AR, it's AR 10.06 or 067. So it's not going to be a ridiculous high AR challenge like the DT1 was in qualifiers. And it's burstier than the DT1 in qualifiers as well. So there's a bit of a different skill test going on here than anything that we did see in qualifiers. And to that point, Where Love Lies with a better score on No Mod 2, just better stream stamina in general. Again, still fairly close for almost all of the scores between these two teams. And so I think this is going to be a relatively close map. We have a couple of players in for Where Love Lies that I don't think you would usually see in on speed maps in general. Players like GS Blank as the prime example, not usually in on these types of speed maps. But a couple of players with act drops at the start here. Kyle among them with Megamik for Sleepy Kitten. Of course, GS Blank with the early act drops, and Rexy's with an early break matched by Kyle on the side of Sleepy Kitten. So looking like a fairly solid pick for Where Love Lies at the moment, despite maybe some trepidation for some of their members at the start of this map, namely because Kyle and Megamik are in for this pick, and I don't think are very comfortable with this sort of speed map. So looking very solid for them. Tebby was in on speed in qualifiers for Where Love Lies and was able to swap out. So that's where I think a lot of the score lead is coming from right now for this team.
So looking at this, they have a very nice buffer now, almost 400k. Good luck chasing that as long as those 2 combos from Mindfrost to GS Blank hold up. He might not be well known for it, but he is putting on a performance for this DT, and he brings it home. They break Sleepy Kitten here on the DT map. That is the Fuma buff right there. Fuma coming in has really bolstered their lineup on this map. Really making up a good difference. GS Blank improving massively from some of the DT2 that he performed, or that he put down for qualifiers. Not quite the same level when you go from just over 400k to an FC on the DT maps. Not really a fair comparison, so it was a surprise, but it was a solid breakpoint.
Yeah, this is a really, really good point for Where Love Lies to take. They now have basically free reign of the map pool, having won on both the speed pick and the hidden pick in this match. So looking like a very good start to the matchup for them. I don't expect them to keep picking into speed. Like, I don't expect them to see that and go, oh, let's pick DT2 now, or let's pick Nomad 5 now, because I don't know that they're really still favored on it in general. I think Sleepy Kitten generally is still going to have pretty solid speed players, still going to generally have pretty solid higher approach rate readers as well, specifically looking at Emerson and Yoot for that type of skill set, but you do start to wonder whether Sleepy Kitten continues to pick into that sort of map, or whether they switch gears and go for something like the Hard Rocks, or go for something like the Nomad 1, where they had a really solid overall team score. Nomad 3, however, something that Where Love Lies is very solid on, especially looking at the qualifiers results. Kalangi with 990k for them in the qualifiers. I expect him to come in for this map. A different Nomad 3 from the one in qualifiers, of course. The one in qualifiers a little bit more kind of linear aim focused, with a lot of really high spacing linear based patterns, as well as some weird polygonal stuff in it. This one far more flow aim focused and far more sort of new gen movement mapping style alt, where you have a lot of really weird changes in spacing that don't appear structured at first glance, but after a couple plays can feel really solid.
Yeah, well, this seems to be a bit of a favorite among players. It just keeps coming back up and up and up. It's definitely a very popular score. And a very popular map as well. And it does look like that Where Love Lies has a distinct advantage in terms of comparing this to the qualifiers. Almost the 1 million score difference. So Sleepy Kitten had some consistency issues with this map, and it's, if you can't ult consistently, this map will really give you some trouble. But it is a bit easier than what we saw in the qualifiers, so hopefully it's a bit of a different story.
Well, I think we're pretty likely to see a lot of different scores for Sleepy Kitten on this map. They've got 2 members subbed in compared to their qualifiers roster, namely Yercute and Wixinator, subbing out for Megamic and Stoof on this one. So looking for those 2 players to really put it on in this alt map here, as Kyle and Emerson still in for this map, where the mid-range scores around the 400k mark for both of them. Whereas all of the scores, every single member who played this for Where Love Lies in qualifiers got about 500,000 score. So you're really looking at a difference in team consistency on this style of mapping. But again, very different sort of alt map from what we had in qualifiers, and so I think there can be very solid overall team improvement on this kind of map.
And it's going to have to be. They really need to try and get that breakpoint back of Where Love Lies. They got caught out on the DT2. They need to try and catch out Where Love Lies on this. And do you see the first break from... I was going to say D2, but it looked like I just got banchoed. Thank you very much, client. So we carry on. Everybody's still holding full combos now. Really, it's going to turn into a bit of a grudge match at this stage. Nobody wants to be the first to drop. We are looking for a single drop. Any of these players will spell disaster if they do. They look to all hold.
Nobody having broken so far is actually really huge. Both teams are going to see a completely even game state right now, halfway through. And this halfway point is actually where we see a little bit of a diff spike in this map. We start to get some kind of more unconventional patterning thrown in here. Along that, the halfway point is infamous for being a terrible place to miss in tournaments in particular. You basically cut your maximum score down to around 600,000 by missing halfway through the map. And so anybody who misses right now is just going to have their score entirely cut down. And there goes Stoof. The first drop going to be from Sleepy Kitten. One slider break to end it all, basically. And there goes a miss from Emerson as well. It's Kyle and Megamick to stand against the world. 4 full combos from Where Love Lies. And there goes Megamick as well. It's only Kyle now 1v4 at this point with the full combos, as Tebby, Dito, that noob guy, and Kalangi all continue to hold on to their full combos. This is an absolutely ridiculous team performance from Where Love Lies right now. I mean, we've seen really solid team scores on this map, but this is next level. This is competing with the top teams in the tournament on this sort of map, and the team consistency required to do this is absolutely ridiculous. Everybody hitting the weird space stream pattern near the end there as well. Dino slider breaking on air afterwards, as is tradition. And 3 full combos to close it out for Where Love Lies, going to make this a match.
No, it was Banshowed. You got Banshowed.
Wow, he's still full comboing. Okay. Oh, I mean,
you got Banshowed. I got Banshowed. Everyone gets Banshowed. You gotta love it. 4 full combos. They're still holding this. They got a little bit of tricky map. Once they get through this, though, they are literally at the end of the map, and it will be over the moment this song paces down, and they hold it. Holy hell. That is a team score.
Well, there's the team to beat on alt maps. Where Love Lies with the 4-way full combo on Make a Loser here. This is that's probably the best score we're gonna see this weekend on it. 99.67 act from that noob guy, 99.5 from Dito, 99% from Kalangi, and 98.7 from Tebby as well. All very, very solid scores. And you know, it's very close for Sleepy Kitten. 1 miss here, 1 slider break there. But yeah, Where Love Lies just absolutely dominating that pick.
I mean, you're looking at that. There's 6 S ranks. Sleepy Kitten got almost 3 million team score and still lost by 1 million. That's how crazy that 4-way FC, just a 4-way FC in general, is absolutely ridiculous. But seeing it on a consistency testing map like that is just insane. And I don't really know what the mental of Sleepy Kitten is like at this stage, but I can't imagine it's very good after seeing that.
I mean, yeah, that is a really ridiculous play. They're going to need this next pick to work out for Sleepy Kitten, right? You do not want to go down 4-0 at the start of the match and then give Where Love Lies next pick after this. This pick has to work out for them. They're going to go with Hard Rock, too. They have some absolutely disgusting Hard Rock players for Sleepy Kitten. Shadoo's, Vixenator, Stoof, all absolutely incredible Hard Rock players, and Emerson as well, a very, very solid Hard Rock player. I'm not sure if that's their main mod, but I have seen them perform very, very well on Hard Rock in tournament before. And yeah, those 3 first players in the lobby right now for Sleepy Kitten are going to absolutely destroy this pick. All of them are very, very good Hard Rock players, and I think we are in for another treat after that last map with Sleepy Kitten looking very, very good for this Hard Rock map in particular. I mean, yeah, it just bears repeating. All 3 of those first 3 players in the lobby for Sleepy Kitten are Hard Rock mains, play Hard Rock almost exclusively in solo, or Hard Rock and DT in solo in Stoof's case. Yeah, very, very good Hard Rock players. I'm excited to see what they do on this one.
You can be the best solo player in the world, Dio, but if you can't bring it to the multi, it doesn't mean squat. And you are right. On paper, they have the roster. They have everything going for them on a map like this, but they have to bring it home. Otherwise, they're going to put themselves in a dire, dire situation that I personally wouldn't fancy them getting out of.
Well, you see an early break to come through from Stoof and Vixenator, actually. Not the best start for Sleepy Kitten on this one. Emerson also finding early breaks here, and this is just where Love Lies popping off at the moment, man. Still 4 full combos after the intro section, and Sleepy Kitten just having a couple of adjustment issues maybe on this map. I'm not quite sure. Shadoo's still holding the full combo for them. Tebby missing during the slider aim section there, and Wixinator missing as well for Sleepy Kitten to match the break, so it is still just 1 full combo to 3. Wixinator really having some trouble adjusting to this map, and with Shadoo's full combo gone, this is just a runaway for Where Love Lies right now. Absolutely dominating this matchup so far. And Mindfrost ID and that noob guy still holding these 2 full combos are just going to close it out cleanly for the team. Contrary to 16 versus 17, this is looking like a blowout upset match for Where Love Lies right now. Just taking it the next step further and demolishing them on their own picks for Sleepy Kitten now.
Yeah, the only thing I could put this down to is it's just the fact that precision is not something you want to go in for when you have nerves. Speaking from personal experience, picking into precision maps when, you know, you're down a lot of points, really just tends to backfire more than it pays off. Not saying it was a bad pick, because I think they did have the roster to win that, but like I said at the beginning, you've got to be able to bring it home, and when the pressure is on to do that, I think it was just too much. There was no pressure on the side of Where Love Lies, whether they won this map or not. And the fact they've picked it up, their mental is going to be on cloud 9 right now, going into the second ban phase and their next map.
Well, this second ban phase now just looking very, very good for Where Love Lies. Like you set up 4-0, mental probably very, very good right now, knowing that they still have access to 2 double times and No Mod 5 and No Mod 2 after having won one of the picks from Sleepy Kitten on that DT3. Has to feel good for them, knowing that one of the free mods, which is also low approach rate hidden, is still up. Has to feel good for them. For the side of Sleepy Kitten, though, where do you go from here? You have to take a break point, first of all. But even if you take that break point, after that, you're still kind of at a loss for what to do. I think the ban has to be placed very well from Sleepy Kitten here, because if you misban and your opponent is able to just get whatever map they want against you, then you're absolutely not making it to the point where you can take your own pick again. Unfortunately, I think there are a couple of maps where even one ban wouldn't necessarily matter. You ban out DT2, okay, we'll just pick No Mod 5 or No Mod 2 instead. Even if you ban out something like the Free Mod 1, there's still Free Mod 2, there's still Hard Rock 1, there's still a lot of other maps that are similar to what any of these bans could bring for Sleepy Kitten at the moment. And unfortunately, it's just not going their way in this match. We do see Free Mod 2 banned out, and Free Mod 1 banned out actually by both teams, one after the other here. So no free mods allowed in this match, but that leaves everything in DT and No Mod still open for Where Love Lies right now, and they have looked really, really solid on all of these maps so far.
Yeah, and I think as well, you know, I still think that there's a chance Sleepy Kitten could go back into this. You know, the map pool is much on a much smaller size now. You know, you can kind of see the maps that are looking like they're going to pick. There's a lot of speed left open. Where Love Lies is going to go straight into it with No Mod 5. There's a lot of it still open. So it's going to come down to both teams' speed rosters popping off. We've seen Where Love Lies take the mind game win by picking up the first map, but let's not forget that we know that this Sleepy Kitten roster, they can do it. They can play speed very, very well. But they need to have stronger performances. Their players need to come in clutch here, really, if they want to get some points on the board, and it has to be their speed roster, because there's just too many speed maps left open.
The biggest difference, I think, is Emerson just not having a good match right now. Full comboed both double times in qualifiers and was the main reason why their scores are 800k higher on DT1 and 400k higher on DT2 out of qualifiers. But yeah, the team consistency for Where Love Lies right now is just very, very solid. They are all popping off at the moment. Like you said, the mental definitely impacts a lot of how well players are able to perform on the day, and I think right now the mental for Sleepy Kitten has to be a little bit poor after what we have seen so far, unfortunately. Not having the best of times on a lot of these maps. We do see a sub out of Your Cute for Megumik, I believe. Yes, going to be Your Cute subbing out for Megumik, so Your Cute, the worst performer on DT2 in qualifiers for Sleepy Kitten, subbing out for Megumik, who is out here. And then the same rest of the roster, it's going to be Emerson, Kyle, and Stoof. Looking at Emerson and Stoof, really, to pop off on this map, get those full combos or close to it, and carry the team on this one. As Where Love Lies, a lot of their score came from overall team consistency. Their bottom scores were much better than the bottom scores for Sleepy Kitten on Double Time 2 in qualifiers, but their top scores were not. Their top scores were only 600-700k rather than a full combo. So looking at the pop-off players from Sleepy Kitten to continue to pop off here, or start to pop off at least in this match. Stoof unfortunately going to be on, at best, the reverse choke for this map. We'll see if the rest of the roster can pick up a little bit of that slack here. An early slider break for Megamick also not boding incredibly well for Sleepy Kitten as we continue to see the four-way full combo for Where Love Lies out of the gate.
Yeah, really surprised that Sleepy Kitten brought Megamick on this one, because Megamick has just not had a good day today. Emerson also not having a great day, but you know, with Megamick not being there for the qualifiers and now struggling to get high scores in match, you know, I am surprised that they substitute this in, but does have good accuracy. You can't take that away from Megamick right now. Very high accuracy. But our Sleepy Kitten is behind on the combo game, as Where Love Lies was four-way comboing, but Mindfrost finds the first slip up, and that's a big advantage back to Sleepy Kitten now. GS Blank has gone as well. You can see the scorebar really starting to pull over here towards Where Love Lies. Oh, sorry, towards Sleepy Kitten. I do apologize. Pulling away from Where Love Lies. They've still got good scores. It could all change very quickly with another break.
The accuracies for all of these players actually all very comfortable on this map. 99.91, however, from Rexy's. That is 1/100 right now. Just absolutely demolishing this map. 99.5 for Megamick, 99.4 for Kyle, 99.3 for Emerson, 99.6 for Fuma, 99 for GS Blank as well. Rexy's does finally drop a slider break, however. The high act curse holds true in tournament play once again. Never FC when you have high act. And that is going to bring that score lead even further in favor of Sleepy Kitten right now. Double full combo for Emerson and Kyle. Stoof and Megamick both on reverse chokes at the moment. Really doing a lot to bring this score back, and I think this helps the mental so much, right? This gives them open picks into stuff like Double Time 2, into Nomad 2, and is just a really, really solid overall mental boost. If they have two players full combo and you get two reverse chokes on top of that, that is just an absolutely fantastic boon to the mental strength for this team. It's still going to be a tough match, as they are still down 4-0. It is still match point for Where Love Lies, but Sleepy Kitten, far more signs of life than what we saw at the start of this match.
Yeah, they have started to breathe life into their plays, and I said it at the beginning just how important it was that Sleepy Kitten got their DT roster back on track. They needed that. really badly. There was a break at the end for Kyle. Rest in peace, FC. But Emmy Yerson finally getting an FC on the board. That is, like you said, huge for the mental of Sleepy Kitten. They needed that. They needed to know that they could win on these speed maps, because that's what they're going to have to probably pick into. I've seen a lot of the maps from the rest of the pool. I don't fancy their chances on a lot of them. I think that's where Love Lies is going to go back to. If anything, I think they're going to stay away from speed because they know Sleepy Kitten's just going to pick into those maps.
Yeah, and I absolutely think if your speed roster is doing well, like for Sleepy Kitten it is right now, you just pick into more speed. Pick Double Time 2 or pick Nomad 2 if that's what you're feeling for those players. As you know, you really have very limited information at the moment as to what you can pop off on, but you know your speed players just popped off, so pick into that again. It's a very simple strategy, but it's one that works. And a lot of times when teams are down like this, it's 1-4 still for Sleepy Kitten, right? Can't get ahead of ourselves. It's not exactly a close match right now, but it can become close if they are able to take another breakpoint after this. They're going to go with Nomad 1, however. A little bit of a different map from what we were expecting, but one that Sleepy Kitten still had a very good time of in qualifiers, and one that their team was very consistent on overall. 98.5% accuracy or better for everybody on Sleepy Kitten's qualifiers run in Nomad 1. And the lowest score was 498k on this map from them, so you expect them to still do very well on this sort of pick, and I believe this is going to be their roster for it, if I'm not mistaken. I would be surprised to see Kyle not come in for this pick, and for Stu to come in instead. So maybe we see that roster swap happen at some point, but yeah, this is a very solid Nomad 1 roster from them, and I'm hoping this is another type of pick that breathes some life into Sleepy Kitten for the rest of this match.
This is an interesting choice because in my head I was thinking they were going to go along the lines of DT2, because I was looking at their Where Love Lies' second ban. They banned that free mod too, right? Which was the more aimy free mod. Am I right on that one?
Yes,
Aim focus free
ban
mod.
that free mod 2 pick for Where Love Lies.
So I think they're banking on that idea that Where Love Lies, the last thing I want to do right now is play aim late into this match. But I was wondering why they've gone with Nomad 1 on this over DT1, because especially since they've come off the back of a speed map, combine that with the aim elements of the DT1, I feel like that would have been just a stronger pick. But I think this is a good test. You know, if they can pick this up, then I think they go into DT1 as their last map. But we'll have to see how strong Where Love Lies is on their aim consistency. Also, sound the alarm. Yada yada yada. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Doing one.
But yeah, this is a solid. I think a good pick for them. I'm again surprised to not see Kyle come in for this. He top scored Nomad 1 for them in qualifiers, alongside Wixinator, both of them getting around 750k. So it is a little bit surprising to not see him in, but all the same, probably still going to be a solid Nomad 1 roster for Sleepy Kitten. Stoof has had a good match so far as well, so not too surprising to see him want to stay in the lobby. Very solid player in general. Map a little bit streamy. And a couple of parts that if you haven't practiced it can catch you off guard. This section here, you can see the 2 single taps on top of a slider are always a little bit weird. Accuracy can be a little bit weird during these sections as well, but for players who have practiced it, this is nothing too difficult. The aim is going to be the more difficult part for anybody who has put in a couple of tries on this map before, which a lot of people have. Fairly well-known map. Monopoly with an early slider break is going to be, again, the aim bringing those combos down as GF Blank and Stoop trade misses together.
I know, Play also finding a break as well. That opens up the field really for Where Love Lies. But it is early stage. It's the better place to have a break on this map. Get it out of the way. Recover strong in the late game. I think there was a second break for GS Blank there, which is going to hurt his team a little bit as Binary and Stoof don't follow suit and actually bring a bit more supporting combo. GS Blank having an awful time. A third break really puts him in a bad situation. But we've seen breaks from Wixinator as well in this one, so those supporting combos really having to do some work for Sleepy Kitten right now.
The break coming through for Mindfrost ID is actually very, very good for Sleepy Kitten here. Tito and that new guy now the only two full combos for them, but very good reverse chokes for Stoop and Vinopoly. The recovery there has been good for them, so overall, the combo actually in favor of Sleepy Kitten right now. And you can see the score lead starting to move slowly back over to their side as well. So Megamix, Tooth, and Vinopoly really the crux of this comeback for the team at the moment. Snitter as well with a better combo than either Mindfrost or GS Blank.
Yeah, GS Blank not being able to bring a combo up meant that when Mindfrost broke, it just really hurt their score. And yeah, like you said, the reverse chokes from Stoof and Vinopoly really putting them ahead. Both for a full combo. It's a 2v1, but Mindfrost and GS Blank are trying to hold it on. They're trying to build those combos back up, but they are chasing. I think there's one more break in store for one of these teams, but I don't know who it's going to happen to.
Almost breaking there for Megamic. You could hear the act drop come through on the hit sounds there, but still able to hold on to the combo. The score lead just now swapping over for Sleepy Kitten. Everyone absolutely has to hold. The consistency has been there through the map. Is it going to stay there through the end is the question, as any breaks at this point just send the score skyrocketing one direction or the other. Stoof finds a miss. Is there enough combo left for Sleepy Kitten to take this, or will Where Love Lies finally bring it back at the very end of the map here? Zito finds the slider break. Is that enough to keep it on the side of Sleepy Kitten? Just everybody holding as much as they can here at the end. It's so streamy as well. Wixinator and Stoof both break. Is there enough for Vinopoly and Megamic to keep this on their side? Dito finding another chain miss, and GS Blank finding a break as well. It is going to be enough. Just barely 25,000 score for Sleepy Kitten to keep them alive in this match and keep their winner's bracket run intact.
Holy hell, that score bar. It got a workout there, didn't it just? Good lord, it couldn't decide which team to root for. I mean, it just was bouncing all over the place. Even when Stoof broke initially, it just wasn't pulling over enough. The accuracy drops, everything was playing a factor there. Man, that was so intense. Oh, man, you get that little adrenaline rush to the fingers.
Oh yeah. No, that was a very, very solid run from Sleepy Kitten. Again, we kind of called it out earlier, but Megamic not playing qualifiers for this team, really showing up in this match now, has contributed really heavily to the overall victory for this team. Whether that was on the previous map, 780k dropped for Megamic on No Mod 5, and now the full combo to match the score coming out of that noob guy is absolutely integral to Sleepy Kitten winning this map by the slimmest of margins. So definitely picking into what Megamic is good at, I think, is a solid strategy right now for this team, as Megamic and Stoop have been popping off on both of these previous maps. Very likely to continue doing so if they keep getting picked into. But for now, Sleepy Kitten again at the mercy of Where Love Lies, as they have the next pick. They are still at match point. It is still 2-4. Despite this comeback we've seen at the end of this match, it is still 2-4 right now, and Where Love Lies has the next pick. They have control of their own destiny with this one. And if they are able to pick correctly, they can win this match cleanly and avoid the tiebreaker. But Marsh, which of these maps is clean for them? Because at this point, I'm really not sure. We've seen both of these teams win on kind of any of these maps.
There's an argument you can say against both of them, whether they're you know, it's like Where Love Lies, their strongest pick might be No Mod 2 at this stage, because, you know, Hard Rock 1, very aim-focused. I don't think they're going to pick that up. You've got the 2 DT maps, which, to be honest, I think Sleepy Kitten, based on their momentum right now, would just... I think they'd pick them up. Because of that No Mod 1 victory, you start to run out of options. So, yeah, I just don't know.
It's all of these maps are really hard. We're coming into the end of the map pool, right? They had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 choices for their final pick for Where Love Lies, and so you don't really have too much of a say in exactly what map you want to pick, but No Mod 2 out of these remaining ones, the biggest test of flow aim is the thing, right? 185 BPM streams and just absolutely disgusting flow aim in a lot of these. Very weird spacing changes, direction changes, cornering is very hard in this map. So I think to some extent banking on the performance that they had on No Mod 3 earlier on in this match, where all 4 of them full comboed No Mod 3. Clearly the flow aim is on point for this team today for Where Love Lies. And not picking into the speed, which we have already seen Sleepy Kitten do very well on. By the way, before we get started with this map, I just wanted to say all of the other matches that were scheduled for 15 UTC today have concluded. You can see all the results on the website. If you use !schedule in chat, you can see all of the other matches that have been concluded, all of their MP links and all of their scores. But getting back to this one, a couple early breaks here for GS Blank, just finding a miss aim on one of these streams. You can see what that does to the accuracy. This is the type of map where if you miss once, you tend to miss a lot, and you tend to note lock and drop both your accuracy and a lot of misses all at the same time, which actually can drop score on Score V2. One thing about Score V2 versus your usual score in OS is that Score V2, you can actually drop score when you drop accuracy, and so on maps like this, that can be very, very bad for your overall team score, as we see more than a few drops from Mega Mick, Kyle, and Fuma all at once there.
And so, yeah, looking at this, it's 3 massive combos to Sleepy Kitten's 2. And at the moment, I just don't see with that brief from Emmius and an easy way back into this. This No Mod 2 is very brutal. GS Blank does find a break, though. But it's still 2 big combos. You know, those supporting combos from Carl and Megamate, they have to hold, and they have to start doing some damage. This Where Love Lies team. Boomer does find a break. No supporting combo there for Where Love Lies, but there goes Kyle. That is huge. There goes Megamick as well. 2 big supporting combos just axed completely. It's just Stoof up against Mindfrost and Tebby. One of them has to break in this last quarter, and it has to be very soon for even a chance to come back, but I just don't see it.
And this is, I think, what they were hoping for Where Love Lies. The flow aim from Sleepy Kitten clearly not on point right now. There goes Mindfrost, but there goes Stoof, and that is going to be the match. GG to Sleepy Kitten. Tebby going to finish this out with enough combo at the end to more than secure the point. 5-2 for Where Love Lies. Just a really, really solid first half of this match. 4 points right in a row for Where Love Lies. 2 break points out of the gate. And despite being able to take 1 back for Sleepy Kitten, not able to take 2 back at the end of the match here. Tebby going to finish it out with the full combo, 99.74% accuracy, 600s on that map. Just absolutely ridiculous overall score for Tebby there.
Yeah, Tubby coming absolutely clutch, as well as Mindfrost. Bringing in a massive combo. Pretty much just able to gap anything Stoof was able to do on their own. It just wasn't quite enough. They had the momentum in their favor, but Where Love Lies, from the qualifiers, really always had that map in their pocket. And that just showed that they still have it in their pocket. But it was the only map I think they had left. Any other option, and this very well could have gone to tiebreaker. So it was lucky that they were able to keep that in play. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Sleepy Kitten. It's just the only map where Love Lies had left. If they'd managed to pick that up, they were looking very, very strong going into the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it was very close there at the end. Like you said, if they managed to get that map, if they managed to find the pop-off they need, then the next... I mean, all the remaining maps that we saw here, right, were all likely to be very, very close, whether that was any of the DTs or the Hard Rock one.